You call that a knife? This is a knife. Well, good golly, Miss Molly, it's been a long time since I've seen you YouTubers. Actually, since you've seen me. So I am now back in Florida, and I'm going to start a run of gear reviews. But the first video I want to do is a video called, hey, what kind of knife do I need for a through hike? Should I get a pocket knife? Should I bring a mini sword? Hwah! This is one of my favorite blades. But anyways, or should it be something maybe a little bit more small, a little bit more practical? And I'll show you what I took and why. So to begin, I'd want to encourage any hiker who's going to go out and try taking on a through hike to always consider weight of an item. And so as much fun as it would be to take this huge Kershaw Camp 10 to baton stuff with, especially when it was winter out, it would have been really wonderful to split wood with this. But this thing's probably like close to 2 pounds, so you don't want a big chopper with you. And speaking of big, you got to also ask the size. For instance, are you going to be putting it in your pocket? Are you going to be putting it on the side pouch of your backpack? Are you going to strap it onto the actual clip, or not clip, but your strap of your backpack too? That's another thing. I also want to encourage you to ask, what's going to be your function of your knife? Do you want to make feather sticks with? Do you want a baton wood? Do you want something that can withstand a lot of abuse? Because if that's what you want, then you do not want a pocket knife. Just the dynamics, the makeups of the pocket knives, they're pretty strong, but they're no way as strong as a good fixed blade knife. And a fixed blade means it's not broken into two pieces, but a fixed blade is broken into one piece all together. It's one slab of steel. And so for me, a fixed blade was a must to take out on the trail, just because it offers so much more potential. You usually have a good hand grip on it. Fixed blades usually have a larger blade. So this thing right here is only like a 2-inch blade. Not very big. If you have kind of like the old military mindset, which I do, or survival mindset, you may want a larger blade. Like the actual knife I carried was my brother's knife that he made for me from Rotten Design. Johnny Rotten made it. But I carried this thing because it has a 4-inch blade. It's approximately 7 ounces altogether, a premium steel CPM 3V, paracord wrap handle. Anyways, I'm a little biased when it comes to all these other knives because my brother made this thing for me. And so absolutely, I will take it anywhere, and I still will on all my other hikes because of its lightweight and the strength that it offers for anything. And so you guys remember the video when a bear came out after me. You don't want any of that. Go on. What's happening, buddy? You gotta go get some berries. Go on, get. I tell you what, is reassuring and very comforting having a fixed blade with me. Because the last thing I want to do, and what other hikers do, you know what I mean, they'll have a Swiss Army knife, or they'll have maybe a 1-inch blade like this, which are great knives, super light, really easy to pack out, and a very capable knife. But if you're going to use it for a defensive purpose, man, you better leave this cheese cutter at home, okay? Yes, I know, I'm a knife addict. Nonetheless, since you guys know the kind of the criteria that I was using for my purposes of selection of the blade, I'll show you the runners up. This was the 4th runner, came in last, came in 3rd, came in 2nd, and of course my brother's knife came in 1st. All these are going to be underneath 10 ounces. Other knives that are out there, which are fine selections, these things are all close to 16 ounces, which is a pound. Longer blades, good fixed blades, you know, but ultimately that's going to be too bulky for me and too heavy. So those had to stay home. Instead, I wanted something around that 4-inch blade in length. And so this is called the White River Backpacker, made out of S30V steel. S30V is a stainless type of premium steel, and so also when you're looking at knives to take with you, you're going to be in a humid environment at times. It's just going to be completely misty for days. It's going to be hard to dry these things out. And so you can actually see after the 2,200 miles, 5 months, and 7 days, kind of what that does to the screws on just the back of these, because those aren't, it's not a stainless steel screw system. But nonetheless, it held up terrifically. So, my last runner, I love the way this thing feels, the Backpacker. I still really enjoy the grip. It's probably going to be third on grip. This is a Kershaw, I forget the actual name of it, but if you look up the serial number, you'd be able to see more about it. I think it's like Emerson, not Emerson, but anyways, it's another premium steel, S30V, which is a stainless, and it's nice and lightweight, but ultimately it's not going to be as cool. It's not going to be as long as a blade as my other two options up here, and this is the Bradford 4 with CPM 3V steel, which is a tough crucible steel. I love the looks on it. I love the finish. Has a good feel. I actually cut myself really well with this thing, with its case, taking it out when I was doing my pack shakedown, which was roughly a week before I left. But that's a little bit more bulkier, and it's a bit more heavier than the actual drifter that was made for me. And you won't be able to buy drifters anymore. He just made a batch of 100, and then that'll probably be it. But the next best thing would probably be, for me, if I didn't consider a drifter, would be the Bradford. So of course, I've been looking forward to making this video for a long time, because I love knives. Actually, all but 3 of these knives are going to be for sale here shortly, just to further raise funds, and I don't need so many knives. That's one beautiful thing about the trail, is that I've learned all you need is just one good knife that can do a lot of things. And anyways, that's just my minimalist mindset now, being post-trail than before. So take those factors into consideration when you're getting ready to buy a knife for your trip. If you're going to be just cutting cheese, if you're just going to be cutting cheese, opening packages, you're not looking for a defensive blade, carry something light, save yourself the burden, you know, get a pocket knife. There's a lot of good ones out there. Lots of different manufacturers and producers of these things. This is a Spyderco. This is probably my favorite little guy. I just carry this as an EDC every day. Nonetheless, consider that size. Do you want something defensive? Do you want something with super strength? If so, get a fixed blade. Also, think about how are you going to carry it on your system, on your pack. Do you want it strapped onto the shoulder? Are you going to throw it in the pocket? By the way, you know, one of the big things to help make your hike, your through hike, or even a freaking weekend hike comfortable, ask yourself, is this thing going to feel really good in my pocket? Because for me, I hate having things in my pocket, so ask yourself that. Nonetheless, I want to wish you guys a blessed day. Let me know if you have any questions about whatever knives you're going to take. If you are going to take yourself a sword, the Camp 10 Kershaw, let me know, because I'd like to laugh at you. Alright guys, peace.